Meditation on the fourth chakra. The heart chakra, or as it is known as the Anahata chakra, is revered as a center of devotion and transformation. It shines like a jewel in the center of the spine and is the garland of all chakras. The doorkeeper of the Anahata chakra, Kakini, is rose-colored. She has beautiful glittering eyes and is dressed in a light blue sari. Luminous, adorned with golden ornaments, she symbolizes the energy of the fourth chakra, which is self-generating and self-emanating. Kakini Shakti is all-pervading in the fourth chakra. Like air, she penetrates all places and provides energy to the entire body through the emotional frequencies of devotion. In this chakra, Bhakti is personified as Kundalini Shakti, who aids Kakini in directing the upward movement of energy. In her four hands, Kakini Shakti holds the implements necessary for attaining balance. In her first hand, she holds the sword, which provides the means to cut through obstacles blocking the upward flow of energy. In her second hand, she holds a shield, which protects the aspirant from externally worldly conditions. In her third hand, she holds a skull, which indicates detachment from a false identification with the body. And in her fourth hand, she holds a trident, which symbolizes the balance of the three forces of preservation, creation, and destruction. Kakini Shakti has four faces, each of them beautiful like the moon. She is meditated upon as Chandramukhi, the moon-faced four-headed goddess. Energy flows equally through her four heads into the four aspects of the individual self: the physical self, the rational self, the sensual self, and the emotional self. Kakini Shakti is all auspicious, joyful, and the benefactor of all. She is graceful, confers cities, and is fully absorbed in concentration. She is responsible for the creation of devotional poetry, music, and art. The creativity inspired by Kakini Devi is synchronized with the rhythm of the heart, and thus with the rhythm of the cosmos. She is universal and transcends the limitations of past, present, and future, giving form to the formless, name to the nameless, and sound to the soundless. Art, poetry, and music created under the influence of Kakini brings calmness to the mind and peace to the ego and the intellect. In the Anahata chakra, Kundalini Shakti appears for the first time as a beautiful goddess. She sits in lotus posture, Padmasana, within a translucent triangle. This triangle is pointing upward, showing the tendency of Kundalini Shakti to move upward and carry the aspirant into the higher planes of existence. She is luminous like 10 million suns and as cool as 10 million moons. Dressed in a white sari, Kundalini Shakti is serene and centered within herself. She is Ajja, firstborn, Balasundari, 16 years of age, and innocent. Tripura Sundari, the most beautiful in the three worlds, and Mahavidya, or Sri Vidya, spiritual knowledge. She is the personification of selfless spiritual devotion, Bhakti, and is absorbed in meditation on Lord Shiva and is on her way to union with him. She sits independently in yogic posture and appears as a young girl, luminous, divine, and enchanting. One may now commune with her, gain her favor, and become one with her upward moving energy, thus crossing the emotional barrier, the Vishnu Granthi. As the sensory and intellectual mind becomes completely absorbed in her, divine love begins to pervade the entire body of the sadhaka. Seated in lotus posture, Kundalini Shakti embodies the Anahata Nada, the cosmic sound that is present everywhere. This sound begins in the heart chakra as Om, the Shabda Brahm. This sound, known as pranava, is concentrated prana energy, which is an organization of latent mystic powers. She is mantrika shakti, the power of speech and sound, and has two forms. One is subtle, beyond sound, and the other is mantramayi, the embodiment of all mantras. These mantras arise from her and are part of her being, and finally dissolve in her. After the dissolution of the mantrikas, she remains in her subtle form, which is the nature of consciousness, and at the same time the embodiment of the highest spiritual knowledge. One may visualize now a pure, clear light enthroned within the spiritual heart at the center of an 8-petaled lotus. This shining light is the true self and is distinct from the body and mind. It awakens feelings of renunciation and detachment to worldly objects and leads one to the non-dual state of consciousness, imparting spiritual knowledge and 8 mystical powers. These siddhis are known as Anima, Lagima, Mahima, Prapti, Prakapnya, Vashitva, Ishtapitva, and Bhukti. Kundalini Shakti is aroused through selfless devotion to the Guru, mantras, and controlling the vital life force. Through the power of Bhakti, the devotee enters a state of consciousness where there is only love and the lover. All else vanishes. This place of sanctity within the Anahata Chakra brings perception of the divine in all existence.